Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to my channel. I'm T with Teresa H Creates, and on this very special heart day I have some Valentine's themed cards that I made using Call Me Crafty Owl's February 2024 sheet load of cards. If you're interested in making these cards and would like the instructions for cutting the paper and the card sketch that goes along with it, then go to Crafty Owl's YouTube channel at youtube.com/callmecraftyowl, and there she'll provide the instructions for downloading this information sheet. It's a 2-pager with all the supplies needed, how many cards, all the dimensions, some alternative ways to use the sketch, a copy of the sketch itself, and then all of the cutting instructions. So this one is a special edition 6x6 paper. I think usually it's an 8.5 by 11 pattern paper sheets that you use, but this one is 6x6. So for this one, I decided to use Paper Roses Gnomie Hugs. It's 6x6 paper collection. It's 18 double-sided papers with three of each of the 12 designs. So I know that I've gone through this paper in one of my haul videos, but I'll go ahead and show it again because it's absolutely adorable. I love these little gnomers. I've tried to stay away from the gnome craze for as long as possible. I don't have like all the die cut gnomes and everything that have come out, but I absolutely love them. I think that they're adorable, and now I think they're repeating. So that's them. And the papers that I chose from this collection, let's see, I chose this one, this wood, and this nice pink stripe. Love background, and then the hearts. So those are the 4 papers that I chose to use for my cards. In addition to this, I used Paper Rose Studios Gnomie Hugs die cut. These are the die cuts that go with this collection. Now these are for A5 sheets with the pop-out die cuts. So they look like this. And I did go ahead and punch those out. They do leave the little tabs where you have to punch them out, but you can just use your scissors and cut those off. So I did use those. And then if we look at the card sketch, it has this semicircle here. And instead of using a circle die and using the circle, I ended up using white hearts. So I got these at Michael's. It's the Recollections Valentine's Day die cut shapes, and they have red hearts. They had some medium-sized white hearts, and then they had the smaller pink hearts, and I used the white hearts instead on my cards. And so I still have one to put together for you on camera to show you kind of the process of how I did this. So here it is. And I make my own card bases. I prefer to use the Nina Solar White cardstock, and so I make my own card bases and have them ready to go all the time in my stash. So I'm kind of just lining this up just to make sure it's going to be somewhat even when I get it down, because I eyeball everything. I'm one of those crafters. When I first started out, everything had to be lined up. It had to be perfect. I used to do all the trimming and the measuring and had all the rulers, but yeah, I don't anymore. Guilty. I eyeball everything, so don't ever look too closely because it's probably all crooked. What kind of crafter are you? Are you still very concerned with having very straight edges and everything perfectly spaced, or have you given up on that and moved more towards just eyeballing? All right. And then here's that little heart die cut. These are super, super thin. So I'm just going to glue on, put a little bit of glue on the center, on that solid heart spot, and put that on there, and then leave the rest of it so that it's got a little bit of dimension on it. So I'm gonna set that aside. And then this is the strip that goes across the card. And I'm gonna tape that up. My tape runner is super loud. It needs like some WD-40 or something is what it sounds like. I know it's all plastic in there, but yeah, it's super loud. Okay, so I got that on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my card base. And I have it ready to go. One of the things that I enjoy about this particular card sketch is that this is a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 A2 size card, but it leaves a nice white border, and I'm really enjoying that. White space used to scare me, and it doesn't as much anymore. And I'm enjoying that nice white border. So one of the things that I do, because this is going to go the width of the card, and it's fine, but if I glue this down, you see how it raises a little bit in the center, and it'll all be glued down and everything, but over time that indentation will start to show, and I really want this to be flush, so I am going to add some scraps to bump it up so that it's nice and even on all sides. So I had some extra solid cardstock scraps, and I'm just going to put those on either side. I'm going to do 2 layers, one for the card front and then one for the layer of pattern paper. So there you go. And then I'm going to glue it on, so I've got just a little wiggle room. Enough to cover up just the bottom of that heart. Perfect. And now it's nice and flush, so there won't be any indentations there. And then I'm going to trim off the little tabs, the little rough edges where the pop-outs were attached to the die cut sheet. And I'm going to glue this guy down, or this little girl, gnome down, I think right above that. There we go. Well, there. And then, put this back. That glue dries so quickly, I always want to make sure I get that needle back in there. And then along in that die cut packet were a few sentiments. So I picked out, I love you. And this one I'm going to pop up the sentiment. So this one I've already put some little foam squares on the back to pop this up. Peel these off. All right, and this one says, I love you. I'm gonna place that right across the center. And then if you look at the cutting sketch, on the pattern paper, there's this little square here that was left over on each of those 4 sheets. So what I did with that so that I wouldn't waste it is I cut that square in half, I created a fishtail, and now I've got a banner. And I'm putting one of these little banners on the inside of each of these cards. So this particular card sketch and instructions makes a total of 8 cards. I'm telling you, if you need to knock out some cards in a hurry, these card sketches, the sheet load of cards, is the way to go. I made 8 beautiful cards in no time at all. It was super easy. Instructions were very clear. I didn't have any problems with the cutting and everything. And I usually have problems with the cutting. The measurements throw me every time. But that is my card. And I will show you all of them that I ended up making with this February 2024 Call Me Crafty Al sheet load of cards. These little gnomers are the cutest things. Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Valentine's Day, and love. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you'll receive notifications of future videos. I am working on doing some scrap busting cards from my winter Simple Stories collection video, finishing that up. And then I'm also going to be filming a studio a craft studio tour soon. So that's coming up as well. And if you don't want to miss those, like I said, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later. Bye.